Bloggos, POW!
Good old Sega and the blue skies they brought with them. Today I want to have a look at Sega Rally, and a most excellent arcade game. One that you could find in seafront arcades and bowling alleys all across the land. My recollections of Sega Rally was at first on the Sega Saturn, a console that in its launch year already had a hard battle with Sony's PlayStation. Sega had three aces up its sleeve that first Christmas: Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter 2 and Sega Rally. Now, only one of these made it out for Christmas, with Virtua Fighter 2 and Sega Rally being released in January. The Saturn version of Sega Rally at the time was outstanding, really showing up Namco's recreation of Sega's own Daytona USA versions. It added to the arcade version with some car modification options, 2-player mode, and an extra carbon track. Sold very well. So well that I found this pile of copies at a car boot sale last year. The Saturn, however, didn't last. Sony's juggernaut sadly destroyed it, sales-wise, and then the software dried up. Sega then launched the Dreamcast in 1998. Shortly after, a new Sega Rally game was released, Sega Rally 2. Could it live up to the original? In short, no. The graphics were pretty good. The handling wasn't the classic slidey rally that Saturn owners love. There were more tracks and more cars this time around, but it didn't feel right. It just wasn't the same. The Dreamcast proved to be Sega's last console, again falling to Sony. And then 2006, Sega, who have been releasing games on other formats for a few years, released Sega Rally 2006 for the PlayStation 2. This time it was a home exclusive game that took the Sega Rally formula and tried to add depth to it, probably after seeing what Polyphony Digital have been doing with Gran Turismo. The result was a mediocre game that didn't feel or play like Sega Rally, nor did it play like something like a Gran Turismo style sim. Its only saving grace to a point was the inclusion of a PS2 version of the original Sega Rally included in the pack. This sadly also fell short of the mark, a hasty emulation of the arcade original, with none of the Saturn's refinements. Plus it ran in an odd letterbox screen which you couldn't adjust, it just looked odd. Years passed with no Sega Rally to speak of. Then two turned up at once. Firstly, the arcade game Sega Rally 3, which was in turn ported to PS2 and Xbox as PSN XBLA games. The other title was Sega Rally Revo. Now I've not played 3, but looking at it on YouTube it seems really similar to Revo, which isn't surprising as they were both developed at the same time. I almost go as far as say they almost look like the same game. But they have different titles and there's some differences. Now Revo's not a bad game. Again, it doesn't really feel a lot like Sega Rally, but it's possibly the best one since the Saturn game. It's got some nice effects like cumulative mud on the car and the ability to wash it off if you drive through puddles. Blue skies are there with aircraft flying past sometimes, but it's still doesn't feel like Sega Rally. It feels almost like a kart racer in some aspects, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I still go back to the original Saturn game regularly. It reminds one of the most playable racing games, not just on the Saturn, but on any system. Probably for me, it's still it's only second place only to Owler. It's still massively playable. It's got a great soundtrack. I'm sure some people will agree with me there, but I think it's a fantastic soundtrack. Okay, it's looking really dated on the Saturn these days, but it still remains really good fun, and those controls take some mastery, especially if you're racing as the Lancia Stratos. Well, that's it for another quick retrospective there. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe and all that shit, and I'll see you on the next one.
Here, subscribe or naff off.